So I've had the drainage, which is actually not a drainage, it's called an aspiration, a pleural aspiration. So they use a syringe to help suck the liquid out instead of with a drainage, it just drips by itself. I got a picture, I think it was about 500 mils of pleural liquid, I think that's what they call it, and it looks like a bag of piss. And the breathing, it feels a little bit like heartburn up here, and at the back when I take a deep breath it's kind of like a little click, and that's where the, what's it called, like a catheter of the wire went in. So I guess it's just like the lungs getting used to having all of this fluid now gone. My heart rate, my resting heart rate, it was up to 85, 86 like yesterday and the day before. It's gone down to 82, so that's great, and hopefully as the lungs just get used to not having all this fluid in them, it will all calm down and heart rate will go down even more. I'm waiting and hopefully going to go have chemo today, and then they said I could go home tonight, so that's good. Looking forward to going home. Hello, it is Wednesday the 29th of July and I'm out for a little walk and a talk. A walk! And I'm not out of breath. So, what's today? Wednesday. I had my lung drainage, which is not actually a drainage, it's an aspiration, on Friday in hospital, and then I had started my new treatment. So it's Eribulin, which is a chemotherapy drug derived from a sea sponge. Now the simple fact that it's derived from sea sponge really fills me with confidence. Yeah, all hail the sea sponge. So I had my first one on last Friday, and then I was able to go home on the Friday evening. The first night, I was a little bit uncomfortable. The pain, so it was like the skin mets here, the metastases, where it's spread into the skin, and it's also like all in the lymph nodes, the cancer. It was so painful on Friday night. Like, I was excited to be home, to be in my bed, to sleep. I could not sleep. I was in so much pain. I was wide awake until about 2:30. Bearing in mind, I was exhausted because I'd not slept well during hospital. Yeah, I was in agony. I took codeine, didn't do anything for the pain, didn't even help put me to sleep. But there's good news. There is good news. I think so. Yeah, I had the treatment on Friday, a lot of pain Friday, and then as of like Monday, the texture of the skin, because it was quite red and like thick and lumpy, bumpy, horrible texture. It started to go soft. It looks like it's starting to really just calm down and maybe normalise. And with the lymph nodes that are involved in the armpit and like the lymph vessels, they were really thick and ropey. Like when I was feeling them, it felt like there was a rope like that thick under my armpit. Well, that's gone. as of Monday. There's a slight something there, but it's so small compared to what it was. So if I have to put up with that pain and it's actually going to work, then something I can put up with. So yeah, looks like sea sponge is doing its thing. And what else has happened? So cough is still slightly there. It comes and goes, but it's definitely a lot better. And my heart rate, so my resting heart rate in hospital, it was like in the 90s every time they came to do observations. But according to my Fitbit, my resting heart rate last Wednesday was 86 beats per minute, and today it's down to 72 beats per minute. So just having that fluid drained off has made a world of difference. I think you can tell. I'm walking, I'm talking, not coughing, so that's great. And what else? The fluid that they took off, they're sending off to the lab. They're running it through tests for bacteria, for cancer, infection, and then I don't know, still a little bit vague. So I've still got a few questions. I'm not entirely sure I know what's going on, but at the moment just rolling with it. So the chest lung radiologist looked at the scans last week and thought it was lung involvement, but then they took more fluid off than they were expecting. So just going to see what happens. But I've got my next Eribulin this Friday, and then I'll be off for 1 week. And yeah, hopefully having a scan at some point soon and seeing what's going on. But definitely feeling so much better just being at home. I'm eating more, trying to gain some weight. Let's see, how gaunt am I looking? Oh, there's flies. My eyes look a bit too big for my head. Like they're bulging. That's because, so when I went into hospital, they told me you're underweight, you need to gain weight. When I came out of hospital, I was 2 kilos lighter than when I went in. But if you look at the size of the bag of liquid that they took out of my lungs, I think it's about 800 mils. So probably some of that weight that I left behind in the hospital was the liquid from the lungs. So yeah, this week I am just focusing on resting, trying to improve my health, like steps, doing a little bit of walking now that I can, and eating, trying to gain some weight. And yeah, excited to get back to the sea sponge on Friday. Okay, that's it. Quick update, and let's see what the sea sponge holds this week.